At this time, I'd like to invite Chief Louie and Sheriff Jones to jointly carry the wreath. At this time, I'd like to invite
Each year as we come here, this memorial has a special place in my heart. It's remembrance to the families, the law enforcement community, and the community itself as we pay respect and honor to those who made the ultimate sacrifice. The brave individuals who are forever identified on these ballots. Each of these ballots represents not only law enforcement officer, but the families, the community that basically were affected by tragic events that basically caused their names to be placed on these ballots. I want to recognize those families today for their sacrifices that they also have made. This is a sacrifice that you feel every day, and I hope you find comfort in knowing that this memorial basically instills that we will never forget the sacrifices that have been made. Standing here at this ceremony, it makes it virtually impossible to understand the dangers and commitment that it takes to work in this profession. As I look out at the large number of law enforcement personnel, community supporters, it's comforting to know that law enforcement in this region is second to none. And I thank all of you for your commitment that you serve this great community.
Out here and gather once a year, sometimes more often. We reflect, we read the names, we think about the people behind those names and the indelible imprint that they have left on the communities that we serve. We see what happens around the state and around this nation when officers fall, and we pray, God, please don't let it happen here. Not again. God's answered our prayers this last year. We don't have any other name to add to this memorial this past year. It was not a particularly easy year for law enforcement around the state and around this great country. And every time another officer falls, we say the same prayer, God, please don't let it happen here, not again. I would ask, as you see the things that are going on with law enforcement, hardships that we face, for the people that put themselves in harm's way so we can do nothing more than live the type of lives that we want to, that you keep those prayers up. Through training, through luck, through prayers, I hope we never have to add another name to this memorial. Keep those prayers up, but not just for our local law enforcement, for law enforcement all across this country, that their memorials and the national memorial, that we don't have to add any more names there either. Deputy Jeff Mitchell, October 27th, 2006.
Officer Rodney Butts, October 15th, 1975.
Officer Kevin Ton, January 15th, 2015.
Officer Doyle Popovich, August 3rd, 1974.
Honor guard! Up and look! Port arm! Present arm! Uniform personnel, on your feet! Uniform personnel, left hand, move! Present, move!
The Galt Police Chief Todd Sockman. Chief, what does it mean to you to have so many folks come out and honor those in law enforcement who have gone before us?
I think the most important thing that we are doing here is to let everybody know that we haven't forgotten. We haven't forgotten the sacrifices and the loss that we all feel. I mean, the families are there, but we're all part of their family too. And to see this many people come out to pay tribute and honor all those folks that have gone and paid the ultimate sacrifice, I mean, it just warms your heart knowing that we are all still a family. It's what I believe. It's the way I feel about law enforcement, and this just reassures it every time I come out here.
Well, you know, we've lived through it too many times, unfortunately, in this area. You know, that Danny Oliver was one of the names mentioned today. Do you ever have a day where you go into work and you're not worried about every one of the men and women in your department?
I think that not only comes with the job of a police chief, but it's been my feeling every single day since I started in this profession almost 30 years ago. Every day I worry about the fellow officers, but as a chief, I mean, that rests on your shoulders. But you want to make sure they have the right training, the right mindset every single day when they go out. Treat everybody with dignity and respect, and be aware of their surroundings, but never forget we're there for the citizens. The vast majority of people love what we do and appreciate what we do, and we have to always remind ourselves of that.
And you mentioned the sacrifice. It is a huge sacrifice for you and everybody beneath you in your department, isn't it, to take on the uniform and join the Brotherhood in Blue?
Well, sacrifice is an interesting word. It's an honor for me. It's a calling. I can't imagine doing anything else. I tell everybody that'll listen, it's the greatest job in the entire world. I can't imagine doing anything else. So the sacrifice comes with knowing that there are some out there that are trying to do harm to others, and that we need to go out there and stop that. That is what, when we're talking about sacrifice. But this job, this career, this profession, the people around, it's a calling, and this is what we all chose to do.
All right, Chief Todd Sockman of the Galt Police. Thank you for that, Chief. Appreciate it.
Thank you.